Hey guys, welcome to your Friday workout. So we're throwing some different things at you today. The first one is going to be doing parallete work for your handstand. So the thing that changes when you go to parallettes is that your hand position is going to change to neutral or palm facing. It's also going to change the orientation of your elbows and how your shoulders work and function. So first thing to be mindful of is that with that different hand position, think about engaging the opposing muscle groups to your pressing pattern. So I think you get into the bottom of that, or as you're descending down into it, think about engaging the biceps and the lats, because that's going to give your triceps, your shoulders a little bit more tension to push against, okay? Because that's just going to feel a little bit different. And the other thing to be mindful of is that when we put you onto parallettes, we're adding like a foot or so of height that you now have to vault yourself up into. So one thing you may want to practice when you're on these is starting with a pair of dumbbells and getting used to kicking up to that. Because normally for handstand, you're kicking up to a flat surface. We'll just add a few inches with a dumbbell, and then if you're up onto parallete, it's going to take a little bit more leg power and core position. But with this one, the first focus is just to play around with the height of it. Okay, so the variable here is working on how deep these go. So what we'd like to eventually see with this one is that you express full range of motion on that shoulder press or that handstand push-up, and it's just an ab mat, or if you have a soft mat underneath, you have nothing in the middle. Okay, so that'll cover a large range of motion. Otherwise, you're gonna work with, I would actually kind of start you rather high. We're just working on that kick up, locking in, staying tight, pressing through, right? And then less power to kick up to a lower target. So things to be mindful of that one. If you haven't done these before, definitely start a little bit lower. And then just with the dumbbells, make sure you're not gonna wiggle a little bit, okay? If you need to put some bumper plates around it to kind of anchor them in, it's not a bad idea, just so that you stay safe while you're up there. So other thing to kind of be considerate of, if you're not super fluid on the kipping pattern, because this is going to be strict followed by kipping, and we'll talk about the third movement. A good alternative, if you don't have good midline tension or if you don't get a lot of hip power out of your kip, it's good to practice tripod to extended headstand. We're just working on the body control aspect. So for this one, that might look like still using the dumbbells so you can work the arm tension, but starting in your tripod here and then working on coordinating the motion, because if I add power to it and punch, I've got my kipping handstand push-up. Cool. So other one we're going to talk about briefly is going to be a floor press. So hey guys, they're here the whole time. So we're working on a floor press, bar set a little bit lower. All we're doing here is reducing your range of motion a little bit, but we're also taking away your leg support, and you have to stabilize a little bit more through the trunk. So feet will be flat as you do this one. Otherwise, all the mechanics are going to be the same, but when you come down, you want to think about gathering tension, and this for most people is going to put you right at your sticking point with the bench press, which is about that 90-degree elbow position. So coming out of there, you'll notice that this one, although it's a shorter range of motion, it should be quite a bit tougher. You're not going to be able to move as much weight. So if you look at all of our handstand push-up work off of that parallete, combination with that, it's a lot of tricep strength. So just be mindful of not blowing up your triceps too early, and manage that fatigue as you go through this one.